Welcome back to Go. I'm Blair Malstravich. We're here at the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada. I'm joined by Al. Al, we're in the restoration department. That sounds self-explanatory, but what exactly happens here?
Well, this is where we take a lot of these old airplanes, which in many cases were wrecks, abandoned in the bush, and we restore them to hopefully the same condition and appearance as when they were built, which in many of the cases, like this Balanka next to it, was 1935.
Wow.
And which takes not only the actual reconstruction, we have to do a lot of research to determine what it actually did look like in those days.
Because some of the technology, of course, is, I'm going to say defunct, but they don't use it anymore, but you guys want to recreate it, of course, it's the way it was.
Everything's we try to do it exactly as it was. We're using cotton fabric that nobody uses anymore. It's all synthetic nowadays. But they're trying to keep them as authentic and close to the original as possible.
How can that be a challenge?
Well, it's quite a challenge because some of the stuff that we're using, that were used in these airplanes in those days, is very difficult to obtain today. For example, the electrical wiring in these was just like your old iron cords. They were cloth-covered wire, and you try and find some of that today. But see, we try and make it as authentic as possible because we don't fly these airplanes. But we want them to be a museum representation of the technology of the day. And it would sort of destroy that aspect if you took this airplane and put fiberglass on it, for example.
Of course.
So we try to make them as authentic as we can to the period.
So what are some of the things that are going on in here right now?
Well, we're working on several aircraft at the moment. The one behind us here, this Balanka air cruiser, it's pretty well complete. It's a matter of having some space and time right now to put the wings on. But it's ready for display.
Now, over there, it looks like they're building a frame for something. What's that?
Over there, that is a Fairchild FC2 that was built, I believe, in 1928. And that airplane crashed in 1930, I believe, in the Northwest Territories. It lay on a hill on the side of a lake until a few years ago when we went out and were able to retrieve the wreckage, get permission from the government of Nunavut to retrieve the aircraft, and we're now putting it back, hopefully, into this condition it was the day it crashed.
Awesome. So why do you think it's so important to have these machines restored?
Well, it's something you have, it's a historic item, and to show the technology of the day.
Well, thanks so much, Al. Still more to come from the Royal Aviation Museum of Western Canada. Stay with us.